Reverb raised their selling fees. Where have I been this whole week? Oh yeah, that's right. I've been selling stuff this whole week, so I've been a little busy. But I figured now would be a good time to talk about it, so let's get to it, and we're going to get started right now. Well, hey there, pedal people. It's Pedal Guy here. How you doing? This is a little out of cycle for us, as we just launched a video yesterday, but I felt that this would be an appropriate time to get on YouTube and talk a little bit about this whole reverb fee thing. So before we do get started, take a second and click on that subscribe button down there and ring that bell so you can support us reverbers. All right, so short version, as Mel Brooks would like to say, the Reverb announced a rate hike from 3.5% to 5% that's going to be starting in August, and the response has been overwhelmingly negative since that announcement came out. And I can understand that to a certain degree. However, here's the reality, if I may take you to reality check tech here for a second. Whether you like it or not, they're doing it. So if you're going to be one of those guys that's going to kick and scream and beat your chest and say, I'm not going to sell on Reverb anymore, well, all I can say to you is, bye, have a nice day. So anyway, this is happening. Now, why is this happening? Well, a year ago, Etsy bought Reverb. And when they bought Reverb, it was only a matter of time before they were going to start making changes. We all knew they were coming. The writing was clearly on the wall that something was going to happen. And it eventually did. Now, here's where and you can go into all the nitty gritty with the other videos. I don't want to waste time with that, okay? Here's my 2 cents on it. First of all, Reverb, what were you thinking of doing it right now? That's the only real gripe I have here. I mean, aside from the fact that you're taking money out of my pocket, and look, at the end of the day, we're all businessmen here. We're business people. We need to make money. But we have this thing called COVID-19 that's crawling all over the place, and we're getting nothing but bad news every day we turn on the TV. So, hey, let's take a big old bag of salt and just pour it right there on the sucking chest wound that is the damage that COVID and the bad news has created to the entire seller community. Okay, so maybe next time, if you're going to do something like that, wait until after the holiday season or something, But again, look, it was going to happen inevitably, and there are business reasons why something like that happens. You make an investment in a company, you're investing money, you need to start making money back on your investment, and the way you can speed that up is by increasing the selling fee slightly, and I believe it's on par with what Etsy gets now at this point. But what are the alternatives? And while we're also talking about that, what can you do about it to make the experience a little more positive? Because we have to take this bag of snakes and lay them out straight. And there is some positivity in there. There is some opportunity to create leverage, to create a good conversation with the Reverb people. And you just have to think about it along those lines. Okay, so let's talk about the alternatives. So you have eBay. Now, eBay did lower their selling fee when Reverb was first introduced, because they went to they introduced that 3.5% selling fee, and eBay was losing business left, right, and center. So they lowered their selling fee only on guitars and basses, though, and all the other products within that category. So just remember that, because some people have said it's everything, but no, it's actually just that category. The other ones have kind of a sliding scale and varying degrees of selling fees, but the lowest one by far is guitar and basses. Now, that is one of the alternatives out there, and I'll tell you why it's an alternative. They are going to be getting away from PayPal in the next couple of weeks here. They're going to be launching what's called managed payments, and they are going to be handling the payment transaction, and they will be doing the direct deposit to your bank account. And thus, they don't need to have PayPal on board for any of that anymore. So they're basically phasing them out. I don't know if you can still pay with them at the beginning of it, and I know that we're still kind of just waiting to see what all the selling fees are going to be and how that's all going to round up. But just doing some quick math and what I saw, it looks like we might actually see some benefit out of this move. And then there's going to be the people who are going to say, well, let's go to Facebook Marketplace. Okay, Facebook Marketplace is in its infancy. I know it's been around for a little bit, but really it is a flea market. And unless you're going to find a way to really corner the market, and maybe there is that opportunity. There very well could be that opportunity. But I'll put it this way. I've been listing my little PG-10 cables up there since the beginning of this year, or actually the end of last year. Haven't sold a single one yet. That by the dummy principle alone, we should have sold something at this point, because it's right there on the Facebook, on the Pedal Guy Facebook page. But no, not there. Maybe it's because I'm not making an effort on it. I don't know. But I did a test buy and I know it works. So it's just not a place that people go to shop. Maybe they will now. Maybe this will create that change. However, you know that Facebook is not stupid. And if they see that, well, you know they're going to probably try to stick their hand in the pie a little bit there and try to get some money for themselves. And then there's of course, there's the upper echelon of marketplaces, which would be Amazon. And what I can tell you about Amazon is I have absolutely zero interest in selling on Amazon. I have sold on Amazon. I did all through the year, 2 years ago and last year. And up until they terminated my account for reasons that they still will not tell me why, and probably cost me thousands upon thousands of dollars in lost sales. So thanks a lot, Amazon. And by the way, their selling fees are 15% if you're selling as a fulfilled by vendor. So you sell to the customer, you ship to the customer via Amazon, and you are charged 15%. So that 5% is starting to look pretty good, isn't it? If you do FBA, it's even more. It can be as high as 22%. And at least the way I remembered it from last year. And unless you have pennies from heaven, or if you have lots of margin into some of your products, which in the MI, that's not really the case, you're going to find it's going to be a very tough time making any money doing that. So best of luck is all I'm going to say right there. And then, of course, there's Walmart. And Walmart is coming into the marketplace game. They've already been there, but they're now making a larger investment into that. You have to interview with them. But again, just like Amazon, they charge 15%. And here's the thing that I really don't like about those two platforms. Again, it's about the lack of seller protection. That whether you are right or wrong, if you're the seller, you are wrong. You're going to have to fork over the refund anytime, really. You don't get any say in the process. And then, of course, there's the other thing, which is like, well, what about my website, my beautiful, beautiful website, the Pedal Guy? Well, let me put it this way. After 4 years of doing this, I can tell you that these are my Reverb sales. That is my direct sales, because I don't make a huge investment into buying Google AdWords and things like that. I'm getting more and more traction now, but that's because of the growing community that we have here on YouTube and the growing community we have here on Facebook and Instagram to a lesser degree, but still we're growing. And so as we're growing, we're getting more people to come over to the website, and that's how we're going to win. And we do get some sales. And and believe me, I covet each and every one of those sales, and I do cherish them. Those are important to me for sure, because you have to spend a lot of money, like Sweetwater money, if you really want to get attention as far as Google AdWords go. And I can tell you, they spend a lot on that stuff. So unless you're prepared to do that, marketplace is really where you're going to find your business. Here's the point. What can you do about it? Okay, what can you do about it? Because you know what? You can do something about it. You have an account manager at Reverb. If you are a preferred seller, you have one. If you have not talked to that person, it's really time to reach out and talk to him now. Because I would find it hard to believe that you haven't talked to that person yet. But here's the thing. Make them work for it. Okay? What are you going to do, Reverb? What are you going to do for me, since you're taking more money out of my pocket now? What are you going to do for me? And keep pushing them on this, but don't be a dick about it. Just, keep pushing them about it, but don't be mean and mean-spirited and aggressive, because that'll just create this kind of response from them. But say, look, it would be really great if you guys would consider putting us into this email, or hey, I've got this great new product that I bought from this manufacturer who gave me a groovy deal. Can we get it onto the front page of the website? Start looking for all of those different types of options, because you never know. If you play your cards right, that could happen. We were featured a couple of times last year on the front page, and our sales went through the roof as a result. And I wasn't doing really anything all that different from what we've done in the past, but it's because I had a great relationship with them, and they were able to put us into the front page, and it made a profound impact. So in any case, those are some of the things you can do. And you never know, just by having the conversation, you might find a partnership there that you didn't know existed. So I'm going to continue to support Reverb because I want to continue to do my business. The desire is there, and we have the inventory, and I'm one of the only guys that's like shipping consistently right now. And I'm very, very happy about that. And when you're on a first name basis with the post office, that really says something, doesn't it? Anyway, okay, so that's my 2 cents on the whole thing. I know it kind of went all the way around the racetrack a couple of times there, but I think this is important because this is while this is going to be viewed as a negative move for a while, in the long term, with the investments that they're making through their email, the email that they send out, where they're putting more marketing, they're putting more staff, they're doing more investing into you as the seller, I think you're going to benefit. It's just going to take some time, but the Band-Aid has been ripped off. We're going to this 5% selling fee, so you're just going to have to get over it and deal with it if you're a seller. Thank you for sticking it out with me while I went through this. Sometimes we just, as presenters on YouTube and sellers on the marketplace, we just kind of need to get this off our chest and talk about this a little bit, and just let you guys know, as the buyers, the customers out there, that we very, very, very much appreciate your business and your support. But at the same time, we have to push the envelope forward. We have to push the ball down the field and grow our businesses. And so moves like this can sometimes be thought of as difficult, but not impossible to overcome. Anyway, there we have it. So have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next week. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, be sure to visit us at thepedalguy.com. But in the meantime, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly videos and tutorials. Thanks for stopping by here at thepedalguy.com, where I love pedals and so do you.